Gazet International magazine is a global entity that works towards providing latest information and news updates of the world. It entraps latest stories in banking, finance, lifestyle, and various beats of the world. We engage in recognizing and rewarding the global organizations for their achievements in various fields and deliver justice to the nominees with valued identification and recognition of companies that indulge in the Gazette Award ceremony.
How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us today.
Feeling fantastic. Thank you for inviting me onto the podcast today.
Oh, please, thank
Great
you.
to meet you.
You too. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. All right. So what motivated you to pursue a career in financial services, particularly the multi-asset brokerage industry?
Well, Rakta, to be absolutely honest, my initial purpose of why I started over 15 years ago was purely to achieve my own financial goals and my financial freedom goals, etc. That was the initial reason why I joined financial services and brokerage industry specifically. But along the way, I discovered that, through servicing clients and partners, by helping them grow and build their financial portfolio, in the end, I achieved my financial goal and the financial freedom that I initially sought out to achieve. But in the end, really, actually, I found that there was a lot more satisfaction to the point of helping that individual through whatever methods, helping him manage his money better and making a positive change to his life. That to me actually superseded the original purpose of why I'm here. So it's helping people and helping them achieve their dreams. And why multi-asset brokerage? Simple is that it's one of the greatest industries where you're able to access, or we are able to give access to anyone in any market across the world, from the stock market to the gold market, to the cryptocurrency market, to the forex market, all in one platform. So we feel that this industry truly offers a lot of value and service to the industry. That's why I'm there.
Okay. So while we're at it, can you share some insights about your brokerage's client base?
So I'm really happy to share. Currently, Fullerton Markets, we have clients in over 100 countries around the world. So, with that mass number of clients, you can imagine the client base is very diverse, very, very diverse. So in terms of experience-wise, we have bases of clients who are seasoned traders. They are full-time. They've been trading for many years. On the other side of the spectrum, we do have clients who are doing it on a part-time basis. They basically want to learn how to manage money better, learn about investments, learn about economy, global dynamics a little bit. They're doing it part-time, while some of them are even in a very professional career base. So I've met quite a number of individuals who are learning this while they are actually professionals in, for example, the legal industry or the medical industry and so on. In terms of age, we have a client base who are like 18 years old but still studying, right up to 80s who are retirees. It's an amazing diversity. We're very happy to still be able to welcome people of any diversity, because we want to allow to have access to the markets for everyone. And more importantly, it's knowledge and information.
Thank you so much.
That answers the question.
Yeah. And it is quite interesting how a lot of people from the younger generation have now, started gaining interest in investments and all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when we talk about trading and all, we obviously cannot leave technology behind. So as technology plays an important role in the operation and success of financial trading, how do you stay ahead of technological advancements in the financial service industry to provide the best service to your platform's users?
Great question, Raksha, and especially it's really important because we are obviously part of the financial technology or fintech segment. So technology is really important. We have dedicated departments within the organization, like our information technology department and our research and development department, who are continually staying ahead of the curve. They are continually keeping up with new trends in terms of innovation and technology. And of course, from that, they are continually experimenting to deploy new things for our clients and partners. But it's not just purely on the trading end. Our entire mindset is to grow technology within all components of our internal company. So, it's not just a trading platform. Internally, even with the human resource department, we are continually looking for ways to up our technology there in terms of client services, in terms of sales or marketing, and so on and so forth. And we basically have quite a good culture, especially among the leaders, who continually, within their area of expertise, they continually seek new ideas and how to improve systems. So, we encourage everyone to regularly read industry news, ongoing. We attend a lot of financial expos, fintech expos, and we do a lot of networking among industry peers. And we even speak to competitors as well to keep up to pace in terms of what they're doing. Anyway, we like to be friendly among competitors, so we all can go together.
All right. Okay. So apart from technology, there are various other factors that can increase the risk when it comes to asset management. So what risk management strategies do you recommend for your clients relying on Fullerton Markets as a multi-asset brokerage, as they are vulnerable to a lot of significant losses?
Right. I mean, that's also a very crucial question. I think among everything, the components in terms of finance, trading, and investing, in terms of knowing about information, the economy, knowing what to invest into, risk management is really, as you said, is really the most important thing. And there are basically a lot of ways of how to strategize in terms of risk management. The first and most important thing that investors or traders should do is assess and know their risk profile. So there are many tools in the market. Even we have tools that will guide an individual through an entire series of questions. But at the end, you'll be able to know what is your risk profile. And from that information, you're able to pace your capital into trading and investment over a certain period of time. So just maybe a hypothetical example. Let's say you go through that entire assessment and just general broadly speaking, you are assessed to be a medium risk profile. So within that category, you are comfortable to invest $10,000, and then you have a tolerance to potentially lose 20% of that $10,000 within a year, with a potential to gain 20% or more within that same period as well. So once you already assess yourself in that manner, then you can match into the investments that will fit that profile. And if you're a trader, for example, you take that 20% and you could have a strategy to break it down into each trade that you execute, you risk a maximum of 2%. So when you have that, you would have to lose 10 trades consecutively to be able to have that 20% loss. I think this is really important because it kind of provides some form of predictability in terms of you managing your capital. I've seen over the years too many people go through the very painful lesson of not having that risk profile in mind, and they invest into one investment or one trade and lose that 20% of their entire account. So I think a pretty important question that you asked.
All right, thank you so much. And also now that Fullerton Market has come a long way and it has been very successful. So how does your brokerage prioritize corporate social responsibility and sustainability initiatives?
Right. I mean, in terms of social responsibility, sustainability initiatives, we are very supportive of any kind of initiative that is positive in that manner. In fact, internally, we have an independent arm called Fullerton Foundation that basically what we do at that foundation is independent and it helps underprivileged individuals in all the countries that we have a base in. And so far in the past, we've helped mainly the young adults or children because we feel they are the ones that need the most help and they are the future, right? So we have Fullerton Foundation to help the external, but more importantly, we actually look internally because we feel that, we have to practice what we preach. So internally, we do have a lot of programs in awareness. So like, for example, with sustainability, we encourage remote working. We are almost a paperless organization. So in terms to encourage reduction in energy consumption and reduce wastage. On the social part of things, I think the main thing that we do is that we're very, very concerned or we're very aware. We spend a lot of initiative in not only developing our own employees, but also developing and helping our clients and partners in growing and essentially to have a good welfare overall. So one example I can say what we've done initially in that initiative is that we have quite a number of individuals who have employed over the years, and they come from not so well-to-do background. Some of them also have come from very difficult financial background, and not even from the financial industry. And today, we're very proud that several of those individuals are leaders in our organization. So we're very proud with this initiative because when they grow inside and people grow stronger inside, we're able to contribute more as we go out there. Thanks for the question.
Okay, thank you so much. I think it is very, important to be involved with the community that you're working in and when I'm being around places like this, right? And so I think another outstanding approach by Fullerton Markets is the educational resources that they provide to their clients, right? And it also shows how your company has a really strong vision to help clients when it comes to, like with this evolving financial market. So moving on to the other question, among the educational resources offered on your platform, can you tell us about the most popular courses and those that have received the most feedback for being effective material to the learners?
All right. Yeah, thanks for the question. No doubt we are actually in a big part of our operation is actually education and awareness. We have a wealth of content, both online tools, recorded tools about fundamental technical analysis, from basics to advanced. We have a wealth of tools. We have live programs as well. I think among all the tools, the ones that have received the most feedback and it's the most effective are our programs on live trading. So what happens in those sessions, it can be online or it can be a physical event, and our coaches and our analysts will sit together with our clients and partners for maybe 1 or 2 hours to share ideas and trade the live market together. So we feel that, experiential learning is the best at the end of the day.
So do you encourage peer-to-peer learning or collaboration among users as a form of support mechanism to foster a sense of community among traders who use Fullerton's educational platforms?
Wow, thank you for the question. Great question. And yes, we absolutely encourage and we actually put a lot of initiative into community connection, communication, collaboration, and so on. So, it can happen either on the regular webinars that we continually do or through the social channels, dedicated social channels that we have established, be it whether it's WhatsApp, Line, Viber, Telegram, Facebook, and so on, depending on what is popular within the region or the community. We also do a lot of physical, not just online only. So, for example, we have a yearly challenge called the CEO Challenge. And what happens is that every year we will bring our top partners and clients to a different destination around the world. So last year, the destination was Dubai. Yes, we had a great time. I think the primary objective for that is a recognition for our partners and clients. But every year we will have a dedicated segment where it's at least half a day where we all sit down, share ideas, and encourage collaboration. So, I believe that we will continue to do such, encourage people to communicate and share ideas because that is essentially in line with our goal in raising financial awareness. Thank you for the question.
Okay. So moving on to the multi-asset broker service.
Sure.
What sets your multi-asset broker service apart from your competitors in the market?
Well, thanks for the question. We do have quite a few things that we do differently from others in the industry. I think that's really important because it's getting more and more competitive.
Mhm.
But the one thing that we do really differently and we did that is, not only we have programs for traders who want to come in to learn trading, those who want to just come in and invest on the traders that are trading. And then we have programs of education programs just to raise your own awareness on financial in general, right? There's one program that we actually put a lot of emphasis on and a lot of resources, which is our business partner program. We call it the Introducing Broker Program. And I think a lot of brokers may have this program, but they do not put a lot of efforts on this program. So for us, right, we are very, very supportive to our business partners, introducing brokers. We help them grow into the market. Either we provide, or they are doing education or awareness, or they are teaching the market how to use the tool, to leverage on our tool to become better in the financial market. And from that, they refer clients to us to earn an income. So our goal with that is to build a mass of business leaders who are able to build a sustainable business on their own. So I think we're doing this very different from other brokers. And in fact, it's not just online. We do a lot of this on the ground. We visit them on the ground to meet them in person. And because of this whole initiative, I'm very proud to say that we have a lot of partners who are still with us, and they've been with us since day one over 7 years ago. So we feel that this is a niche that we'll continue to do.
Yeah, I
Thank
think customer loyalty tells a lot about a company itself, right? Okay, another question. Among the diverse range of asset classes, are there any unique or specialized assets available in your platform?
Well, thinking about it, we have over 150 different types of instruments that you can trade on our platform across the different markets. We do have some unique instruments on the Forex side, some very exotic pairs. From one end of the world, we have the Mexican peso. To the central part of the world, we have the Turkish lira. And we have, in Asia, we have the Thailand baht. So I think many other brokers may not have such exotic currencies because we have clients in those countries, which just gives them more opportunity to trade different pairs. And especially if you are specifically from that country, let's say you're in Thailand, you're able to use this instrument to hedge as an individual or even as a corporation to hedge against volatility of currency. Along the way, we are building more unique instruments along the way. We want to go beyond 150 instruments. But we feel, those are the ones that are offering value.
I think that is very impressive. So,
thank you so much.
Okay, can you tell me how do you handle corporate actions such as mergers and acquisitions or stock splits for multi-asset portfolios, as these actions are likely to impact client holdings?
Right. Yeah, that's a great question because in today's fast-paced world, corporate actions happen more often than not these days. So yes, with information of what's happening. But on our part, what we do is that our internal analysts, our internal educators are continually in touch. They are monitoring the markets, and they are monitoring especially corporate action. So as soon as there's any information, we get it out to the client, to our clients as soon as possible, action they could take. So our clients and traders, we just need to ensure that they are connected with that communication with them.
Okay, so how do you ensure your platform's compliance with relevant financial regulations while maintaining a high level of security for user accounts? I mean, because there are different regulatory compliances when it comes to different countries. So can you also
Right.
describe Fullerton's approach to safeguarding customer funds and data?
Absolutely. I think this is a section which we take very seriously in terms of security, fund safety, client data safety. Um, our team, we are continuously up to date about regulation in all the countries that we operate. And we are also continually in communication and have open dialogue with the regulators to ensure that, we're doing things correctly. But internally, we have initiatives to also, we have a very high self-governance. So we have a lot of self-initiatives in terms of insurance security. So for example, we ensure very strict client segregated accounts. So with that setup, client accounts or client funds are separate from everything else. They're on their own, and it's only accessible to the clients themselves. And other initiatives that we take in terms of compliance and onboarding. Yes, every broker, we want to welcome as many people as possible, as easily as possible, but we also think about the long-term safety of everyone in terms of welcoming. So we do proper KYC, and we're always on our own initiative upgrading those systems. And in terms of fund movement, in terms of funding, withdrawal, for example, the recent funding option now with crypto getting more and more popular. Bitcoin, Ethereum, people are essentially looking to fund and withdraw via this mode. But it's something that is fairly new. A lot of regions do not even have a proper framework in terms of movement of this kind of cryptocurrency. The more developed regions, they have some framework. So we take an initiative irrespective of wherever we are, even if they don't have a framework, we take initiative to apply the highest standard of protocol in terms of safety and complying with anti-money laundering and so on and so forth. We are also a member of the Financial Commission, which is a body that protects the interests of investors and traders around the world. On the tech end, it's important as well in terms of protecting security. So our tech department is continually upgrading all our 3D protocols, like encryption and multi-factor authentication technology, to ensure that client data is safe and all transactions are kept confidential as well. And then we will not stop. We will continue to invest into more innovative means, whatever new means, because essentially today, when you talk about security technology that needs to do harm, we have a higher technology, so we have to always keep pace, and we will continue to invest in that. Thanks for the question.
Okay. So talking about global reach and accessibility, can traders from different regions access your platform? And do you offer multilingual support, as it is an international market that you are into?
Yes, absolutely. Basically, we can be accessed from anywhere around the world. Our users are able to access our services through one, our trading platform, two, our web login, and three, our mobile app. So essentially, with all of this, we have native content in several languages. So when I say native content, it's everything from the information that you get, all the tools, all the educational content, everything is available in certain languages. So apart from English, we have traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, we have Bahasa Indonesia language, Bahasa Malaysia language, it's in Vietnamese, it's in Thai, we have it in Laos, and very, very soon we'll be having it in Arabic as well, and more languages to come along the way. We believe, obviously communication is very important. We will continue to grow and add more languages along the way.
So have you experienced any security breaches in the past? And if yes, how were they handled? Also, what security measures are currently in place for the protection of, customer accounts and data from cyber threats?
Wow, I think a very important question. Again, security is something we take very seriously, very important. I am proud to report that we've not had any major incidents in the past, apart from some minor ones that were basically detected very early on. For example, the very common DDoS attack. Now, I would say it's not that we are fortunate that it's not happened, but our team is continually on their toes and very, very vigilant. Our IT team is continually upgrading our cybersecurity protocol, our intrusion detection system, and we are continually conducting ongoing security audits on our entire ecosystem. Now, the other thing that we have also been doing for some time is an ongoing cybersecurity educational program company-wide, where each and every of our employees, they go through education and they go through a test that they need to pass ongoing. So with that, we absolutely have the attitude and mindset that each and everyone is responsible for security and safety in the organization. Now, moving forward, we will not end with that. We will continue to invest further into new technology, because as technology evolves and changes, we have to be ahead of the game. We absolutely are ahead of the game right now, but we will continue to keep pace with it.
All right. So now let's move on to questions that focus on the future of Fullerton Markets. So are there any upcoming developments or innovations that your platform's user can look forward to?
Sure. Yes, I mean, we have a lot of things in the pipeline. Our research and development department, we're working on quite a number of innovations to launch. I would say the next two things, very exciting, which will be rolled out very, very soon, which is our new enhanced web login and our new enhanced mobile platform. So essentially, it's going to be a whole new revamped, much more powerful platform, which are going to give our clients or the users more things to do that they're able to do to manage their entire account. And overall, it's going to be a lot more enjoyable experience for them. So very excited on the rollout of this new technology.
Okay. So congratulations with that. I mean, yeah. So how will the talking about technology itself? So how will the advancement in technology like artificial intelligence and blockchain, how will they impact the multi-asset brokerage industry?
Wow, I think another very powerful question, something very relative today that absolutely has to be addressed. I mean, obviously, there is a lot of traction and trending interest in artificial intelligence and blockchain as well. And it absolutely has been impacting our industry already for some time. So for us, we see it essentially already changing. It will change things further in two pillars, where there's going to be continual increased accuracy and continual increased speed. So through automation, increase in accuracy, increase in speed, these two pillars will essentially drive through all components of the multi-asset business. So one, for example, in the support division or the client services division, we would be able to answer clients accurately, instantly, at any time of the day. If you talk about the front end, the trading platform side, because of integration and automation, clients can expect to have better execution. Essentially, they'll be able to execute trades faster, and it will be cheaper for them. We'll have eventually better swap, better spread, and lower commissions in the end. In terms of the compliance side of things as well, that will change things a lot. We will be able to onboard or approve clients a lot faster while maintaining the security level and safety levels as well. In terms of withdrawal as well, funding and withdrawal, that will be affected by AI a lot. And in fact, we are going to launch very, very soon something called instant withdrawal, where the client just clicks the button to withdraw and they get their money almost instantly. And in terms of the overall experience of the client, I feel that AI overall will give a lot of very personalization to the client. So, for example, if the client or the user logs into our website, they will be able to see a pop-up where it will recommend certain activities or recommend certain things that they will be able to trade based on their own personal preference from the past, their profile from the past, and their activities from the past. So, a lot of people call it hyper personalization. So we expect that to be very exciting for our users and clients moving forward. Now, in terms of the blockchain side of things, we do believe in blockchain and distributed ledger technology, where it's transparent and it has very high security. And in fact, fairly recently, we had launched our own blockchain loyalty program called CryptoFit. So overall, with AI, with blockchain, we see it trending. Our development R&D team is continually developing and looking at the latest trend, and we are continually looking to launch new technology very, very soon in this sector. But overall, AI and blockchain, through the two things I just mentioned, accuracy and speed, in the end, it's just going to give higher quality service to the clients, our users, and we're able to do it at a larger mass scale due to automation. And in the end, at a lot lower cost for the business because of its efficiency. So we see it trending for sure. And overall, in terms of the trading end in our industry, we also see, there are industry players who are even talking about bringing blockchain and tokenization into investment, tokenizing the stock market and so on. So, this is something that is obviously in front of us right now. We're definitely exploring it and developing further. Thank you so much for the question.
So how will the globalization of financial markets impact the operations and strategies of multi-asset brokerage firms?
Wow, that is quite a big and important and great question, because globalization in our industry especially is having already and will have further profound impact. This stems because whether you want to be part of it or not, the growth is digitizing. And because of this digitizing, basically the world is getting smaller. Cross borders are getting closer together because of the interconnectivity through digital and technology. So for our industry, we see a few things in terms of the growing need and growing demand of the market and clients. For example, one is that there's a demand for longer trading hours. And essentially, for example, like the cryptocurrency market are leading now in terms of being a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week market, which basically a market just doesn't stop. And why this demand stems from being able to cater to different time zones. So, if you're let's say in Asia, you demand a market that you're able to trade in and not have to wake up at 9 p.m. Like for example, if you need to trade the US stock market, I have a lot of trader friends. Their life is like that. It's 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. in the morning in Asia. So with a 24-hour demand, everyone can trade from anywhere around the world. And because of that as well, there is a demand for a wider range of instruments across. through globalization, no longer is a day where, if you're in one region, you just trade within that region. So like
Yeah.
if you're in Europe, you just trade the instruments and opportunities in Europe. Today, Europe wants to trade Asian opportunities and vice versa. So a wider range of instruments is demanded, and at the same time, as a brokerage in this industry, when we provide that range of instrument, we also have provide the support for it in terms of economic data, the fundamentals, the analysis, the information, and the monitoring, etc. And in the different languages. So, it is overall globalization is making it more challenging. There's a lot more things to do, but of course, a lot of these things, as we spoke about, AI tech is helping a lot of these things in terms of being able to offer more accurate, faster service at any time of day. But we believe that, with challenges, it's always an opportunity. So for the businesses that take this as an opportunity and able to solve and fill all those needs, you basically, you seize the opportunity and you're able to grow. And that's what we're doing. We have the mindset to continue to grow in this industry. Thanks for the question.
All right. So now that we've talked about this cross-border payment thing and the demand for more trading time and all of that. So how do you see the future of financial service industry, and what role does your brokerage intend to play in shaping the future?
Wow. Okay. So in terms of how we see the future on our side, what we want to do in the market, there's just basically two areas in our mind. One is financial inclusivity, and the other one is simplicity. So in terms of financial inclusivity, in terms of the trading market, it's growing very significantly, especially with technology being able to pass it around a lot faster. We are very interconnected. But believe it or not, even in today's world, there is a mass population of communities who do not have access to financial services at all. I'm not talking about them, having access to be able to open a trading platform, but the basis of even just having a bank account, they have essentially no knowledge or no access to that kind of service. So financial inclusion is something that we're striving for. This is what we are out there doing. We're spreading financial awareness, and we want everyone to they must have some understanding of finance and some access to it for sure, right?
Yeah.
But to achieve that, we need simplicity. So the financial market, no doubt, is getting more and more and more complicated. So our long-term goal for the future is to simplify all the products that we have on hand, to make it a very seamless, easy to use, one-click button kind of thing, and make it very intuitive so everyone is able to use it. And the way I do business or the company does business, we take things very much close to the ground. We listen to the ground, and like even me personally, how I get this kind of mindset in terms of how we want to develop it in the market. My personal experience, for example, with my mother. My mother is almost 80 years old, and essentially, she comes from a generation where there was no technology. So today I have to personally educate her about how to open an e-wallet, how to use certain apps and all that, because we just can't do without it. So that's where we see the future of what we want to do to increase the financial inclusivity for everyone, and the only way is to make it simple for them.
All right. I think it's very inspiring how you took your mom's example and all. So moving on, I would like to get some personal insights from your side. So so how do you handle periods of economic uncertainty and volatility?
Wow, another big question. I believe most traders or investors or anyone who wants to come into the market, this is like definitely one of the main questions they would ask. But let me ask another question do we know when are the periods of uncertainty? When that will be a question, right? When are the periods of uncertainty? And my answer is always uncertain. There is never a period ever in financial history where there is certainty, right? So with that awareness, I think the only way to tackle it is to have a mindset of being ready, a state of readiness, right? So to have a state of readiness is knowledge and skill. Again, reading about the market, connecting with other peers to learn new things, knowing fundamentals of the different regions, and so on and so forth. Another important point of being in a state of readiness is in terms of, we talk about risk management. I think that's very important. And in terms of pacing your capital, it's very, very important for capital cash flow management. At any point of time, you should have reserves. Reserve in terms of being able to ride out tough times, and reserves in terms of being able to have that if you find an opportunity to invest in. So that's really important. And I think another thing which helps with buffering the uncertainty is diversity. So essentially, don't invest into just one market or one instrument. Invest into a variety of instruments. Why? Because when you talk about markets, one thing for sure, it always goes into a cycle. So with every cycle over the years, you'll find that certain instruments will be up, while certain instruments will be down. And when the cycle shifts, those instruments will be up and these instruments will be down. So it's very important to diversify. So essentially, overall, my stance to tackle is that, yes, even today, tomorrow, last week, it's always uncertain, but just arm yourself with that state of readiness.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I think diversified investments have become a huge thing now. Yeah, I was writing about that last time, and yeah, it is very important to like put your eggs in different baskets. What they say.
It's sometimes proven to have worked quite well.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, what insights can you share about managing investments and assets across diverse international markets? And how do you assess geographical features and their impact on investment decisions?
Right. Great question again. I think overall, it's still, being in that state of readiness with knowledge, information, continually being in touch with, global dynamics, especially if you are investing into certain areas, whether you're investing to Europe, you need to understand at least the macro, a little bit of the micro fundamentals of Europe and the segments, and the other regions, or if you're investing into different industries. So you need to understand the dynamics of the industry, whether it's the tech industry, it's the service industry, the food and beverage industry, so knowledge to understand. So, like you just mentioned geopolitical factors, the very recent crisis was the Ukraine and Russian crisis. So, for one example of how you could look at it is with such things happening, one area is to look at the import and export of those countries. So, for example, on the onset of the crisis, essentially Russia is a very big oil exporter.
Yeah.
And Russia is the largest exporter for wheat commodity in the world. So at the onset, that kind of disrupted the supply, which caused prices to surge. So if you check back history, you see wheat prices and oil prices surge during that time. And for those traders or investors who are watching that market and they're armed with that knowledge, they would have found opportunity to profit from that trade.
All right. So, what advice do you offer for expanding one's professional network in the finance and investment services?
Right. Oh, yeah. I think that's really important because sometimes, it's not what you know, it's who you know, as they say. So, my advice is, yes, you first of all, you must have a mindset of networking if you want to be, irrespective, it's not just finance, it's any industry, networking is really important. in terms of sharing ideas, learning, gaining connections. So the main thing, apart from connecting on social media, like with industry peers on Facebook or LinkedIn, there are a lot of professionals on LinkedIn. I feel that it's really powerful to also go out into the physical world. So in our industry, attend financial events, people, and from there it just expands further. I would say also in terms of physical, something very interesting is not to only attend financial events, but to possibly join communities which are outside of finance, which you have interest in. So, for example, join hiking communities, or you join book reading communities, or you join cooking classes communities, etc. You never know who you will meet, even peers from the industry. And I'm quite an enthusiast into the wine and gourmet world, and there have been many instances where I've met even banking partners during an event like that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes. And well, if all else fails, join Fullerton Markets community, because we already have a mature community of financial peers that you can learn from. And it's absolutely free to join a community, by the way. Yeah.
All right, all right. So, moving on, like, so all these questions are regarding your personal insights. So,
Right.
what is your perspective on incorporating, social responsibility and ethical considerations into investment strategies? How can individuals and organizations align their financial goals with ethical principles?
Right. I think that's something we definitely encourage. We think it's a really good thing. If you invest responsibly, you think about the social end of things, you think about the sustainability end of things. I think that's a really good thing. But our stance is that we allow the individual to make that choice based on their beliefs, their their backgrounds, their norms, their convictions. And why is that? Because honestly, these things can be very subjective, and it's a matter of perspective.
Mhm.
So maybe a few broad examples, like you or certain segments may not want to be supportive of companies or businesses that produce firearms or
Uh-huh.
guns,
Yeah.
right? Then you will find the other side, you have segments or communities who support it because they believe firearms are crucial for the security to protect them wherever they are.
Yeah.
So if you look at oil, oil under consumption of fossil fuel, I mean,
Mhm.
trending now. There's a really important move towards reducing the consumption of fossil fuel. So you have those who will stay away from investing into oil and gas companies or into the oil market. But then on the other end, and you have individuals who believe that at our current state of technology, oil is still the most efficient resource for energy right now. And it's not just for transportation purpose, but it's um, crude oil is used in every aspect of our life. Everything we can't do without it, and including the mode that we're using right now, the computer that we're on right now, oil is a major component to make this, right?
Mhm.
And for example, the tobacco industry, some may not want to support that. That's also a trend. And then you have some who support it because I mean simply just enjoy smoking. And to be honest, I also enjoy that occasional cigar once in a while.
Uh-huh.
So we leave it to the individual to move towards what they believe at that point of time, because we believe that kind of dialogue, open thinking, uh, the world is moving towards that, being more democratic in terms of everyone has a
Yeah.
say, right? So
Mhm.
I believe that with that, everyone's say in terms of social and sustainability matters when they make the decisions together, right?
Uh-huh.
I believe we will eventually invest more into businesses that are more responsible in the end of the
Mhm.
day, in whatever segment they are. So which essentially secures a brighter future, a more sustainable and social future for us.
All right. So now that I'm talking to the expert himself, you being the expert, so what are the key qualities or skills that you believe are essential for a successful career in finances?
Well, thanks for the question. Excited to answer that. But I think first and foremost, right, for that individual that's seeking success, they need to define specifically what is that success for them. So if they want a successful career, they need to define it. They need to know what it means by that success, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there are a lot of opportunities in the industry. It's not just on the trading end or the investing end or being an educator or building a business with us as a business partner. There are a lot of like in our industry as a multi-asset brokerage, there are a lot of opportunities within the industry as well. For example, like in human resources, in client services, or even in sales. I actually initially started in sales when I first started in the industry. So I believe that the individual must know what they want to achieve. Goals are very important. So once they have aligned that, it's all about having the discipline to get started and keep the momentum moving. Just keep going for it. Do not give up before you're able to reap the reward. Because I show you, if once you have that goal, you just keep the momentum going to grow into that skill, knowledge, position. Eventually, you will find a sense of purpose, which will steal whatever successes you want in the future.
All right. Thank you so much. So, coming to the last question, how do you feel about winning the award for the best CEO in multi-asset brokerage, Global 2023, in the annual GI 2023 awards?
Wow, I feel great receiving this award. I feel honored. I feel humble. And I feel very appreciative to have such a great team in Fullerton Markets who are so committed and so dedicated and so hardworking. I'm also appreciative to the support of our clients and partners. Without all of you, I won't be receiving the award today. So I'm very, very appreciative. And I will take this award as a sign to continue my work in the industry in creating financial awareness across the globe. And I would like to also thank thank Gazet International. Thank you, Suraksha, so much
Thank you so
for
much.
hosting today. And I'm now speechless because I'm just so happy to receive this award and hope to do better things in future.
Yeah, congratulations to you and Fullerton Markets as well from our side, Gazet International. And this was a lovely session. Thank you so much for providing me with like such valuable insights.